Hello YouTubers, Alaska Prepper here. I thought that I would show you guys my boots and what I use each of them for. Now by looking at these on the comments, before I tell you, which one do you think is my favorite pair of boots out of these 5 pair that you see here in front of you? Footwear is something that I think that we put in the back burner and don't really think about until it's too late. So just put yourselves in a position where you only have one pair of boots, one pair of shoes, and you use those all the time. What happens if those fail and you cannot acquire another pair easily? For example, look at ammunition. I wasn't really sure about how severe the ammunition shortage was, in this area at least, until I talked to my neighbor yesterday who said that he can't find 9mm or 40 cal anywhere in our area, and that he put an order in via the internet and that it's about 6 weeks out. What if the same thing happened with footwear? Do you have the footwear that you require in order to live your everyday regular life? And more so, do you have the footwear that you would require in order to work 8-12-hour days out in your garden or out on your homestead, making sure that you are servicing the things that you need in order to keep you and your family well? I'm going to start off by showing you the boots that I wear the least, why I wear them the least or the most, and in a way they're my least favorite. And that's these winter snow boots. These boots are very good boots, and I remember purchasing them for like $6.50 at the PX during one of their liquidation sales towards the end of the season, of the winter season. I've had these for about 5 years now, and they do serve the purpose, which is to keep your feet warm and dry while you're outside in the snow. The reason I don't like them that much is because they're so bulky, and they're kind of a pain to put on and to take off. However, I do use these whenever I'm snow blowing in conditions where the snow is kind of wet. So these do serve a purpose. I've had them, like I said, for about 5 years, and they seem to do the job every time I use them. Now, one quick tip, for those of you that may ask, these are rated to like -30 or something like that. I've never really worn them outside when it was -30, because here, when it's like -30 and you're snow blowing, the snow is very dry. The colder it is outside, the drier that the snow is. So I didn't really need to keep my feet from getting wet. All I needed was to make sure that my feet would stay warm during the time that I was outside. But one small tip that I've been using for a while to preserve these, like I said, these are like 5 years old and they're still in very, very good shape, as you can see. The bottom part of these are made out of rubber, including the sole. You can see that they're still dirty down there, but that's what they're for. They're boots. The bottom part is rubber. So what I do to preserve the rubber is I use just your regular old tire shine that you use on your car's tires. And that seems to do the job. I figured that if you use them on your vehicle's tires in order to keep the tires shine and keep them from cracking and stuff like that, that it should work on this. Now this material up here is a synthetic material, so I don't bother treating this with anything. It's already a watertight seal on this material, and it does a very good job. So I don't bother doing anything to that. If I ever notice that it's losing its integrity as far as being watertight, then I would spray it with some 3M. These are my least favorite. However, they do serve a purpose, and I will not get rid of them because I know that I can always rely on these to keep my feet warm and dry. I got these boots about 3 years ago or so. I bought them at Costco's, and they were a great price. They were like $59. And when I bought them, I could tell that they are not a very high quality boot. However, they do serve a purpose. I wear these boots during the winter, almost all winter long. Right? They kind of look like hunting or hiking boots, but I just wear them to keep my feet warm during the winter months. And they do a great job of that. They've got 3M Thinsulate in them. And I'm not sure what these are rated for, but I have worn them as low as 30 below zero while I was doing some light snow blowing for about an hour or so. And my feet were still warm and they were still dry when I came in the house. So these do a great job at letting moisture out and keeping some of the warmth in. These are all waterproof. So this boot is all waterproof up to here, I believe. I've never had my feet get wet using these boots. Now, I like to have a cheaper set of boots that I use all the time, because in reality, I don't want to be using my really good boots all the time. I put them on once or twice a year to make sure that they still fit good, to make sure that, you know, there's nothing wrong with them, because I want to preserve those boots for a long time, just in case the time ever comes where I cannot replace them. So I have enough pairs of boots now to where I don't want to keep adding to my collection of boots, because there's only so much room that someone may have for boots or shoes. So every few years or so, whenever I wear out a cheap pair of boots like this, I just replace it with another cheap pair of boots. But I make sure that I keep my really good boots on the side, make sure that they still fit well every year, and I keep them on the side in case the day ever came where I knew that I was going to have to rely on those boots for years to come, for everyday wear, I guess you can say. Right? But these boots are a great pair of boots. I recommend that everyone has a pair of boots that will keep your feet warm, whether you live in hot places or not. You never know if you might ever have to migrate to a different location for whatever the situation may be. So you should keep at least one pair of boots that's a warm pair of boots. But to tell you the truth, I can wear these boots in the summer as well, and they're not really hot. Then again, the summers here aren't very hot as well. So these are pretty good all the way around boots. I would recommend that everyone have a pair of boots that would service you in the winter as well as in the summer, no matter where you live. If you live in Arizona and you have 120-degree summers, still get a pair of boots that can keep your feet warm in cold climates in case you ever have to move. Now this here is a backup pair of work boots. And the reason it's a backup pair of work boots is because I have a main pair of work boots that I have that fit extremely well and have served me very well over the last 5 years or so that I've owned them. These boots I purchased at an auction for a whopping 25 cents. And when I purchased them, they were brand new. They still had the tags on them. I did a little bit of research on these boots, and they were made in Romania. And I do believe that these are military or army issued boots in Romania. So these boots were issued to army service members in Romania. I'm not sure how long ago. I couldn't find a date as to when they were manufactured, but it says here, made in Romania. And like I said, I did a little bit of research, and it shows that these were military issued boots. But for 25 cents, I couldn't pass it up, especially on a brand new pair of boots that actually fit me very well. These are all leather boots. They have 3M Thinsulate on the inside as well. However, you can wear them in the summertime as well. They're very breathable, and they do keep your feet somewhat warm in extremely cold weather, but it's not a pair of boots that I would want to use during -20, -30 degrees for a long time. They're just not made for that, in my opinion. But these are an outstanding pair of work boots that I can use as a backup to my main pair of work boots that I have now. And for 25 cents, ladies and gentlemen, can't beat it. These are my ex-military boots that I got when I was in the Army. All right? These are winter boots. They are Danners, and these are outstanding boots. They are excellent boots for below zero conditions. They are very comfortable. One thing that I really like about these is that they can be resoled if you want to resole them. Same thing with my other boots. These guys right here, you can resole these if you need to resole them. And I like that about these, that they can be resoled. But these guys are just workhorses. I mean, these are very comfortable. I could actually walk long distances on these. They don't hurt my toes. You know, sometimes if you have a pair of boots that's a little too loose, you know, and you're going downhill, every time that you take a step downhill, it kind of bangs on your toe, on your big toe. I don't have that problem with these boots. They fit perfectly. They are rated for probably like -30 degrees below zero, right? At least I've worn them at 30 degrees below zero for more than 24 hours before. An exercise that we went on while I was still in the Army, we went on an exercise where it was 30, 35 degrees below zero, and we were doing a lot of rucking and marching and stuff like that. And these were the boots that I had on the entire time while we did an overnight. So these are excellent boots. These boots, I would say that I will save these until I really need to use them and until I exhaust the other boots that I have, because the quality is unmatched as far as I'm concerned, as far as how long they'll last you. I really like that here, although they're not steel toe or composite toe, they have a double layer of leather right here. So you got your main layer of leather here, and then you got another one right here. So you have a lot of protection. And as you can see, they are very well built. Now they are, I would say, like two-tone when material goes. You have synthetic material here, and then you have leather, and then you have synthetic material in this part too, the tongue, right? But these are outstanding boots. I'm really glad that they let me keep these in the Army. I'm not sure how it is in other military branches, but I'm pretty sure it's about the same. In the Army, whenever you get issued a pair of boots, no matter when you get out of the Army, you get to keep whatever footwear they issued you. Same thing as socks and things like that. I believe that anything that touches your body or comes in contact with any bodily fluids like sweat, they allow you to keep. So this right here, outstanding pair of boots. It's like my backup extreme winter pair of boots, but they would also work well as a pair of work boots, right? Now, I really wouldn't wear them in the summer very much because they will get your feet pretty hot. These are very well insulated boots. Now let me show you my very favorite pair of boots and the story behind those. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is my favorite pair of boots. I've had these boots for, I would say, over 5 years now. And I bought these boots when I first started building our home. And as you can see, they've served me very well. You can see that they're all beat up. That right there is a chainsaw. This is what happens when you let a chainsaw hit your boot. And the good thing about these boots is that they have a composite toe, or a toe guard, whatever you may want to call it. Instead of steel toe, it's got a composite toe on it. So this is very hard. It will protect your feet, like it did mine, from chainsaw or from something falling on it. Now, the reason that here in Alaska, I'm not sure if everyone does it, but the reason why I decided to go with a composite toe is because in the winter time, if it's really cold outside, that steel in a steel toe will get colder a lot faster than a composite toe. So I went with a composite toe. Now, these guys have been through the ringer, as you can see. I probably could have done a better job maintaining them and keeping them clean and all. But in reality, these things are just my workhorses. Whenever I need to do work outside, these are the ones that I grab first. They fit extremely well. I even use them in the winter time. So, like, let's say it's around 0 degrees or maybe as low as -10 degrees below zero. I will put these on to go outside and work. They are 3M as well, or they have Thinsulate as well. They are waterproof. They do keep my feet pretty warm outside during the winter. The story behind these boots is this. These boots were made in China, okay? These boots were made in China, even though they say Red Wing. So the story behind this is I went to one of our local shoe stores here. Well, they're really an outfitter place. They sell sports stuff, but they also sell boots, work boots, shoes, etc. And I told the young lady that was there that I was looking for a pair of work boots that I wanted to last me a long time, you know, good quality. And I said, I only have one catch. And she said, what's that? I said, I want them to be made in the United States. They have to be made in the U.S. And she said, oh, no problem. We have a couple pairs of boots that are made in the U.S. that are very high quality. And I was like, great. So she brings me out a pair of boots that I really like. They were really nice looking boots. They looked like they would last a very long time. And I tried them on. They did not fit well at all. I mean, I put them on and they felt terrible on my feet. The inside of the boots didn't even have a lining. It was just bare leather. I was like, I can't wear these. These are terrible. You know, I put them on. I tried them up. I went up and downstairs. No way. She brought me another pair of boots that were made in the USA. Same thing. They just did not fit right. They did not fit right. And it's like I said before, when you pay good money for a pair of boots or shoes, you should be able to put them on and not have to break them in. So she took those back. Then she brought these pair of boots. I put these on, they fit excellent. I even did a little jog up the stairs. I did a little run back and forth on the floor there. These things fit excellent. I mean, I really like how they're a little bit high so that they can protect your ankles, right? The one thing that I've had a problem with them with, and look at that. This is how beat up these boots are. I'm going to look and see if I can get another pair of these just to keep them on standby. One thing I didn't like about these is that this little loop here broke right there. I tried to put it back on with the rivet, but it broke all over again. However, they've stood up very well. And like I said, ladies and gentlemen, I built my house using these boots or wearing these boots. So they've been through the ringer. Other than that, I have absolutely no complaint about these boots at all. They keep my feet dry. They keep them warm in the winter. I can use these during the summer and my feet don't get hot or sweaty. So they're outstanding boots. So anyways, once they brought me these boots back, I was like, these boots are awesome. And I saw the name Red Wing on the side. So I was like, oh, cool. These are made in, I think it's in Michigan that they make Red Wings. I'm like, cool. And she said, there's only one problem. And I said, I'll take these. And these were actually about $60 less expensive than the pairs that I had looked at. These were about $180 or so 5 years ago. So I don't know how much they would be now. And she said, there's only one problem. And I said, what's that? And she said, these weren't made in the U.S. And I'm like, seriously? I really couldn't believe it because I didn't know that Red Wing exported some of their boot making to China. That's where they were made. So anyways, that's the story behind these boots, ladies and gentlemen. These boots are outstanding. I'm actually thinking about going back and seeing if they still have this exact same style in stock so that I can buy another one. That's what prompted me to do this video and show you guys my different boots, is because I was going to go take a look today and see if they have this exact same style so I can get another one. So that's going to be it, ladies and gentlemen. There are other various forms of footwear that you should be looking at. For example, do you have a good pair of sneakers, all right, of tennis shoes that are comfortable? Because one thing that I realized when I was in the Army and I was deployed is that when you're in boots all the time, for a week, for 2 weeks and stuff like that, and you're out in the field and you're just wearing boots, your feet really get tired of it. And just putting on something else that's really comfortable, that's not meant for you to be working, that's just meant for you to be lounging around, is a real big motivator. It really boosts your morale, believe it or not, just to put something, or to put on some flip-flops. I mean, when I was deployed and we came in after 3 weeks or so, when we came back inside the wire after 3 weeks or so of wearing nothing but your same pair of boots every single way for 3 weeks, to put on a pair of flip-flops or just to put on some tennis shoes was a big morale booster. Your feet were like, thank you so much. Because no matter how good a pair of work boots you have, your feet really should rest from time to time and be able to get them into something that's really comfortable, like flip-flops or boots. Let them breathe and all that kind of stuff. So let me know if you guys have a backup pair of boots. Let us know what kind of boots you have and if you really like them and recommend them, because that way we can take a look at them. Like I said, I found the boots that fit me the best, that I like the most. And that's these right here. And I'm going to see if I have an extra backup for that by going to the store where I bought them originally and seeing if they have another set. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Other than that, like I said, leave your comments down below. Let me know what kind of boots you guys have. Did I miss something on footwear? All right. Of course, as far as foot health goes, you should have those things to take care of your feet, like a good amount of socks, foot powder, foot spray, things that can get rid of fungus in your feet in case that happens. Imagine how valuable anti-fungus cream or a anti-fungus spray would be, or powder, should it not be available anymore. Imagine that, ladies and gentlemen. All right, having said that, I hope you guys have a great day today. It's a beautiful day here. It's early in the morning, and the sun is just coming up now, so it looks like we're losing daylight as the days go on. So having said that, remember to be good to each other. When good people do good things happen. Remember to reach one, teach one, and repeat. If we all did this, the world would be a better place, and you know that it will be a better place. Many blessings to all of you and your families. This is Alaska Prepper. I am out.